Sony is increasing the price of the PlayStation 5. This is actually official, but they're pushing up the cost of the PS5 in pretty much every spot on the planet. And this is just truly insane to me. I want to look at how much they've jacked this up. I want to take a look at the profits. I want to take a look at what the heck is going on. Now, real quickly, let me just say I am a big PlayStation fan. I play all my games on PlayStation pretty much. Unless it's like an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch exclusive, I play a lot of stuff on my PS5. I actually play hundreds of games a year on my PS5. I collect platinum trophies like crazy. I do a co-op with my buddies and stuff like that. I am not coming at this as a hater. I'm coming at this as a fan, and I have to say, this is a massive Sony L. I'm truly shocked about this, but let's take a look at Sony's statement, what is going on with these price jumps, and really the whole entire mess. If you could please subscribe and like this video if you haven't already. If this video somehow hits 10,000 likes, I'll give away a PlayStation 5, even with this price increase. What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here. Now, let's start things off by taking a look at this official blog post over here on the Sony website. The PS5 price increase must happen in select markets due to global economic environment, including high inflation rates. Now, this is already, there's two separate BS parts of this at once. First of all, this in select markets, it's pretty much everywhere. Almost every single market is now having this price go up, but they're acting like it's sort of spread out. And additionally, this whole like global economic environment and inflation rates, keep in mind the fact that Sony is recording some record profits. PlayStation is making billions, tens of billions of dollars of net profit right now. So them saying that they have to increase it for inflation, something about this don't sound right, but let's take a look at it. So the statement was actually written by Jim Ryan, the president and CEO of Sony Entertainment. The global economic environment is challenging that many of you around the world are no doubt So this is actually written by Jim Ryan, the president and CEO of Sony Entertainment. The global economic environment is challenging that many of you around the world are no doubt experiencing. We're seeing high global inflation rates, as well as adverse currency trends, impacting consumers and creating pressure on many industries. Well, not you, Sony, because you're making billions. It's affecting normal people. It's not affecting you. But now let's, I guess, just pretend that's not a thing. Based on these challenging economic conditions, we've made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price of the PlayStation 5. Now, RRP, the recommended retail price, means this is the floor. This is the lowest the price will go. So if they're saying the console is going to cost $800, it means it can still cost $1,000. Some of these stores like to do required bundles and stuff like that, but this is basically saying that they recommend you start it at this price. So going through this, I've already done a couple calculations to this. It seems like in almost every region, the console is roughly $35 to $50 more expensive. In Europe, they've made the PlayStation 5 cost $550. The disc drive edition in the UK is $480. In Japan, they're making the PlayStation 5 disc drive edition go up to 60,500 won. In Mexico, the price is now 15,000 Mexican dollars. In Canada, it's costing $750. Freaking Australia, it's $800. This is, even just doing conversion rates, these games are now more expensive. And honestly, I hate that they're trying to make this excuse. It's absolutely necessary. Now, let me just say this. Typically, consoles are made at a loss. This is a completely common thing in the industry. This isn't some secret company mysticism. But what's happening is that normally you sell your console for cheaper than it costs to produce. If it costs you, $1,000 to make a particular product, you sell it for $950 to make sure that people are buying it. You want to try and sell as many PlayStation 3s or PlayStation 4s, or in this case, PlayStation 5s as possible, because the real money comes on game sales. If somebody buys an expensive console, they're going to buy all their games in the future on your expensive, fancy system. That's how it works. And every game sold, even from third-party companies, makes you a lot of money. I mean, right now, Sony's been talking about the fact that they make like $2 billion a year on Call of Duty games because of all the microtransactions and gun weed skins and stuff like that. It's bonkers that they're acting like this is somehow ultra necessary, and I just don't fully believe it. Now, you'll probably notice that there is specific wording here that there's going to be no price increase in the United States. We are completely immune to these effects. Now, it's not like inflation isn't happening here. I think this is pretty clearly, in my opinion, Sony admitting that they're a little bit afraid of Microsoft right now. Xbox is kind of killing it. They don't have a lot of big AAA games right now, but the power of Game Pass is making this an actual threat to Sony. Like, consider this. Some people right now are having to buy an $800 console, and then each of the games in their country is about $100 each. So it's difficult for them to even buy that many games. Whereas what if you bought instead a $500 Xbox Series X and it's got Game Pass for $10 a month, and that's every Xbox game. I've seen a lot of people saying stuff like, this is ridiculous because typically at 2 years old, this is normally when systems get cheaper. The GPU prices are also dropping left and right, so upgrading your PC is cheaper at this point. It's strange that the hardware seems to be getting less expensive, but they're bumping up the cost in order to probably raise profits. This tweet actually made me laugh out loud when I first saw it, but it says, it's not likely, but Xbox's big dick move could be to lower the price of the Xbox Series X right now. Yeah, it would be pretty funny if the Series X and Series S suddenly got cheaper, because imagine if suddenly the $300 Xbox Series S, which already does have pretty dang good graphics, imagine if that suddenly went down to $250, or the Series X dropped below the cost of the PlayStation 5. I do think that things are starting to heat up in a way that I don't think anybody really could have predicted that this gaming generation would go this way. I've seen a lot of people talking about the fact that Sony announcing a PlayStation 5 increase is the most Jim Ryan thing ever. A lot of people are really putting this at the feet of Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan has talked extensively about how he wants the PlayStation brand to be the most profitable ever, and it seems like at times that he'll do it even if it does hurt the consumer. This really is the last thing that anyone hoping to buy a PlayStation 5 wanted to hear. Bad day for Sony, the PS5, and the gamer, in my opinion. Now, there have been some freaks. I'm not even going to show their statements, but there are a lot of people trying to defend this. And if I could be rude for a second, you are a bootlicker. If you are defending this in any capacity, realize that you are being anti-consumer. I am biased. I love video games. I'm a hardcore gamer. I want everybody on the planet to play every video game possible. I think it's extremely cool when games go on sale. I think if you got some sort of great deal on a big game, everybody who's buying cheap copies of Horizon Forbidden West and going on big ass adventures for hundreds of hours on their PlayStation 5, I want everyone to play as many games as I do. That's genuinely my dream. If I died today and someone was like, what was the goal of DreamcastGuy? I want everybody to be able to play whatever game they want. I think world peace is straight up just more people being able to game and vibe together. Having more expensive consoles is a direct roadblock to that. In no way is this a W for anybody. I'm not buying Sony stock. You shouldn't buy any Sony stock. I don't know. This is so insane. People saying stuff like this. I guess arrogant Sony is really back. I feel bad for European Sony fans who haven't had a chance to pick up the PS5 yet, either for money or supply reasons. I have seen people actually do the math. This makes it so the console costs about $550 converting for the rate over in Europe now. And each of the games, if you're buying a PlayStation 5 game in Europe, it costs about 82 American dollars. I think this just seems so bad. It just seems so negative. I can't even imagine trying to spin this in any positive way, but I'm sure somebody's going to do it. Honestly, I'm just sad. I'm not super upset. I'm not mad. I'm not shaking with rage, but I am just saying that this is such a weird choice. They're doing this before The Last of Us remake comes out. They're doing this before Forspoken drops, which is a console exclusive. They're doing this before God of War Ragnarok comes out. If you are really trying to do this jump in price purely because you've had your hand forced, acting like they had to do this, they would have done it in January. They want every console sale for the entire holiday season to be more expensive. They've finally been catching up on supply and demand. They've finally been actually flooding the market with PlayStation 5s. The PS5 factories have been really running at full speed, and now we get this news. This is a big ass L. This is a fail. And I'm just baffled by it. But what do you think? Are you upset by the news that Sony is increasing the price of the PlayStation 5? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. This is just... Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention this. I'll put this right here at the end. By the way, they did this once before in the past. Apparently, 8 years ago, they increased the cost of the PlayStation 4. They made it go from $400 to $450. So apparently they've done this in the past. I didn't even know about this till people sent me this article. Also, I do love this picture of him beating the hell out of people. Picard for life. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.